All right, let's check our YouTube channel and see how we're doing. Boy, they just went right after Cleveland, didn't they?
Geez, that word looks even harsher when it's in all caps.
Hit me!
Ladies and gentlemen, get into it! It's love time! Man, you know.
Get into it, get on up!
It looks like he reports to jail, I believe, in 4 days.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about a pardon for any of them?
We're going to see. I don't want to get into
Commutation?
that, but I think he was treated very unfairly.
FBI, open the door!
See, just like many people, I have a problem with really understanding what it is that Stone was charged with. I mean, they couldn't find anything with the whole Russia collusion thing. So I guess, what did they do? Because of the way he behaved or the way he acted, that's what he was convicted on? Okay, I just don't get it. You know, what it says here, in addition to charging Mr. Stone with alleged crimes arising solely from their own improper investigation, the Mueller prosecutors also took pains to make a public and shameful spectacle of his arrest. Mr. Stone is a 67-year-old man with numerous medical conditions who had never been convicted of another crime. But rather than allow him to surrender himself, they used dozens of FBI agents with automatic weapons and tactical equipment, armored vehicles, and an amphibious unit to execute a pre-dawn raid of his home, where he was with his wife of many years. Notably, CNN cameras were present to broadcast these events live to the world, even though they swore they were not notified. It was just a coincidence that they were there together with the FBI early in the morning. Right. They weren't notified. You just happened to be cruising down the road and you saw a slew of FBI agents and, hey, what's going on there? Yeah, miss me with that one. Miss me with that one.
Well, another, appalling attack on the rule of law. There are two systems of justice now in America, one for criminal friends of the president, like Michael Flynn and now Roger Stone, and one for everybody else.
It just amazes me how these people act so surprised and falsely outraged, just to add a little bit more of an element to things. We know what it is. These people just play a role acting like, what Trump did was such a bad thing. I always ask, do you have mirrors in your home? Here you have Biden campaign. Trump abused authority by commuting Roger Stone's sentence.
Just look at this administration, the president and his henchmen. So many of his friends, advisors, campaign chairmen, etc., are in jail.
He really takes great joy in saying those things. Jail. They have accomplished nothing, and they cover up a whole lot. But we're going to get into that in just a minute as to what the point of this video is. Here we have another one. Good old Jerry Nadler tweeted, "A jury found Roger Stone guilty by commuting his sentence. President Trump has infected our judicial system with partisanship and cronyism and attacked the rule of law." Didn't Obama say the same thing? Rule of law? That, with the whole Flynn thing? They didn't want Flynn to audit them. That was the whole reason behind General Flynn, because he knew the insides of the black budget. Come on. Those of you, let me tell you, if there's any leftists watching this, look, instead of arguing and coming up with talking points, why don't you just go out and research it for yourself? And I'm not talking about going on Snopes or mainstream media websites, which are always left-leaning. Go outside the box. Look for it yourself. As I always tell everyone, you don't have to take my word for it. So, just get rid of the laziness. Go out there and stop with the groupthink and do some research. Stop trying to think that you're too smart for your britches and you can tell everybody everything. You know what? I once was a leftist. I was a Democrat, not really heavy, just registered as one until, of course, this is where I'm at today. So those of you that are pro-choice, you have an option. Choose the blue pill or the red pill. Come on, you can do it.
Our last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Well, despite its immense political power, and it does have immense power, the group Black Lives Matter isn't really much of a group. It's a relatively small, flimsy organization. In fact, it doesn't really have a legal existence of its own. Officially, the primary Black Lives Matter group is simply a project of another nonprofit called Thousand Currents. Now, why is this interesting? Well, it's interesting because the current vice chair of Thousand Currents is a woman called Susan Rosenberg. And she's a convicted terrorist who spent 16 years in federal prison before she was given a pardon by Bill Clinton on the very last day in office.
Well, Susan Rosenberg, in 1985, when you look at that photo, she was convicted of possessing hundreds of pounds of explosives. She was involved in the Brinks Nyack robbery, where 2 cops were killed and a security guard was killed. She was involved, her and her organization, the May 19th Communist Organization, they were involved in a number of police assassinations, bombings, the U.S. Capitol bombing, the Naval War College bombing, and a number of others in the United States.
I thought we didn't negotiate with terrorists, but apparently that was something that the Clinton administration did, and also the Obama administration when they pardoned Oscar Lopez, who was part of the FALN terrorist group, who they were responsible for what? Their crimes were seditious conspiracy. They also did attempted robbery, explosives, vehicle theft, all kinds of stuff. But Obama went and pardoned them or him. When you hear people like Nancy Pelosi, Jerry Nadler, Adam Schiff, Obama talking about rule of law, right here, you have a list of the pardons granted by President Barack Obama from 2009 to 2017. And there are some rich ones here. This is a long list of people pardoned or sentence commuted by Obama. Some of them are, I don't know. If you go through this list, you will find it that a lot of stuff went on that you weren't even aware of, or we weren't even aware of. You go to justice.gov and just look up the Obama pardons. There are some really good ones in here, which lends to why it is such a great hypocrisy when these people talk the way they talk. It is amazing. Did anybody say anything when Obama did this? James Edward Cartwright, right here. His offense, false statements to federal investigators. Wait, isn't that the same thing, District of Columbia? Isn't that the same thing that supposedly our man, General Flynn, was found guilty of or was being prosecuted for? The same thing, false statements to federal investigators. Look, this guy got a pardon for that. That is such hypocrisy, man. Here's another good one. Roger Delos Milius. His offense, conspiracy to submit false statements. There's a lot of that going on, isn't there? They got pardoned for that. Francis Joseph O'Hara Sr., his offense, conspiracy to restrain, suppress, and eliminate competition by rigging bids, conspiracy with others to knowingly and willfully make and use false documents containing false statements in matters with the jurisdiction of the Defense Personnel Support Command. Sound familiar to anyone? Just like the dossier that was bought and paid for by good old Hillary Clinton. Almost the same thing there, but got a pardon for that. You got this offense right here, receiving, possessing, concealing, and disposing of stolen money. I wonder if they helped them get that cash over to Iran back in the day. Here's another one, misdemeanor, illegal supplementation of salary by an employee of the United States. Wow. This is pretty amazing stuff when you look at it. Take a look at it for yourself, and find out why they are so outraged for what our man up there at 45 did, but don't say a word about all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes with the former administration. Here's one. Carmen Duplessis. His offense, conspiracy to launder money. Robert Kevin Hobbs. This is a good one. Conspire, confederate to commit to wire fraud, aid and abet to devise a scheme and artifice to defraud Thornton Oil Company of money and property. Come on. Go on there, go on the site, look for yourself, and wonder why these people are so outraged. When you find some of the things that they say on here, man, you will be surprised. But yet, anyway, look, this whole thing that's going on with Stone and Flynn, that's just look the other way. Oh, we are outraged. So stay looking at us being outraged while behind the scenes they're getting away with something else. As I said, to those that are listening, blue pill or red pill, it's your choice. I am the Master Jama KSG.